Today, ladies and gentlemen, good night to each and every one of you, Georgetown, Guyana. I take the pleasure to sit here to speak about broken justice. When we deal with corruption, corruption comes from many shapes, sizes, classes, and countries all over the world. As you may have seen, that Donald Trump won an election in America because of major political corruption and many other corruption and obstruction. Guyana, the PPP lost an election because of major corruption and accusation of many things which the current government do not want it to prove so the world can know the truth. But whether we like it or not, the two political parties had outlived their usefulness. We had all kind of things happen. The death of the late Rodney, the death of Vincent Tika, the death of Winnie, Dublin, three young black scholars. Men who lost their life fighting for your civilization, for your freedom. No one seems to remember them. We had Foz Burnham, we had Dr. Jagan, and we had all of them. All these great Messiah and your Kabaka and your leader, they are dead and gone. What have they done for you and your children and others? We have a government in a country that have to run it. You must have a government. You elect them, and later down the road, you can't see them, you can't talk to them. They become so corrupt, so selfish, and they think they're above the law. They can break the law, but you cannot. Then the police with the badge, they take advantage. They make their own case in the street. They take money from people to deny people justice. Judges, one of the most corrupt thing in Georgetown, Guyana. Judges and magistrates, prosecutors, and even lawyers are making deals with the future of people. Totally, ladies and gentlemen, it is straight to say that these things is not right. And that is why man all over the world are fighting corruption and government are being changed when they cannot give you what belong to you. I wanted to make it clear. I happens to be a victim of all of that. People deny you your rights, fight you for your own property. Judge rule in favor of them. Lawyers eat your money out, sit down and they laugh like if this is a joke. That is why government have to change. But we go to the poll and vote democratically to vote in someone who we think will stand up for dignity and honor of the country. But at the same time, we end up in square one because some of them may have a big appetite in corruption and their motive. They may not want you to be successful, and therefore, in a lot of area, corruption exists. I asked in Guyana under the PPP, we happen to went through a lot of things, even CN Sham in Charlotte 6. There's no justice in the country when money is being paid to deny you justice. These men and women who call themselves magistrates and judges, who know that blatantly that they are wrong, but jail you, harass you, destroy your family. Now tell me, if government changes and you get them and you have to try them, will you give them a chance? What kind of debt will you ask for these people? Or will you consider that they are too old? Then the children who live off of your sweat and your pressure must answer the call. Because no man would live forever. We all want justice. If somebody lie on you, I want a law. If somebody lie on you, you cut their head off. If a judge lock you up wrongfully, you take him out. If a magistrate lock you up wrongfully, take him out. If a lawyer take your money and cannot represent you and turn back and make you get jail and you suffer economically, you suffer physically, that lawyer need to be taken out. Now, where would you take him? To the ball game? To the park? You will decide that. These are major criminals disguising as law and order. They are worse than John Dillinger in America. They are worse than the world's greatest criminal that rob banks because they use the police force, the military, and a legal government, as we say, because of a constitution, to deny you and fraud you. I call upon all guys needs to stand up what is right. Now we have the man by the name of David Granger, the Brigadier General. He's the president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. He cannot bring this country back overnight. But let's give him the final support that he needs, but show him that we want justice. And a lot of cases in the court in Guyana must be overturned and checked into carefully. And if a man or a woman was denied justice because of a corrupt judge, a few dollar bill, and a lawyer, I want him sentence them to prison and don't keep these kind of prisoners too long. The penalty must be death because these are criminals. These are criminals. Worse than the man who pick a pocket. Worse than the man who kicked down your door because they are doing it with the law protecting them. I have no quarrel with David Granger and his administration. I want justice. If you check my cases out, you would see the fraud. Imagine my two brothers and I get sued by our neighbor for a piece of land, which they rob us. And justice cannot be given since 2002 under the PPP government because of political corruption and obstruction because of some attorney general and relation in some political link because Mr. Ali knew it. And then a foolish, uneducated brother of mine come back and sue the other two of us for his share, as he says, and his case with Ali Sukneo get forced preference under a man named Harry Ramlal, who did not try the case but make a decision and award my brother. Well, we don't fight amongst brother because of money, but that lawyer need to be checked out and that judge. I want that case to be reappealed and let you look into it, Mr. David Granger, the Chancellor, the Attorney General, and others. Remember, how could my brother, who gets sued also, because he is a part owner of that property, case ain't even finished with Ali when I'm spending all my money, surveyor, lawyer, and many wasteless transportation to Guyana, and the case is not calling, putting over, but my brother case could have done within a month. A decision. I'm not fighting him. I want you to look into it and tell me, is that black magic? Magic? Houdini couldn't build a better trick than that. So therefore, Lali Sukneo is guilty of fraud. Mr. Mr. Ramlal, Hari Ramlal, if that is his name, is guilty of fraud. Judge or no judge, he must be judged and she must be judged. This case must come back in for you to see. There's a law in the country. He who pays the tax for a number of years and do all repairs on a property without the help of the owner who refuse, he are the owner of it. But I'm not here to fraud my brother them, but I'm asking for justice. What was denied to me from my brothers and the neighbors who pull the political thing in the court and pass money all wrong. Even Ray Charles can see the fraud. For a country to go forward and any government to stay in power, they must understand, give justice where it belongs. Too many innocent people are in jail. Too many innocent people lost their property. Too many innocent people kill themselves. These judges and lawyers that do these things are guilty of crime. And if you try them and they found them guilty, I ask for the death penalty for them, not jail. If they're too old to stand the trial, try the firstborn or the lastborn, because they were the one who was living off of the sweat and the blood of innocent people that was robbed. Now that Donald Trump is the president of America, I hope to God that he will extend his gratitude to country who stand up for democracy and justice for all. So I call the Guyana affair broken justice in the courthouse of Guyana, from the Supreme Court to the small courthouse, all over, from the police force right back to some of the military, who for a few dollars will kill anything and deny you justice, throw your body anyway. It is time to put an end to this. We want justice. And always remember, what goes around comes around. What goes up must come down. And no man shall escape it forever. The world becoming a small place. That's not a threat. I am just looking for justice. The Bible says, do unto others as you like them do unto you. No man will live forever. This is not Gambia, Kenya, Mozambique, an African nation or Latin America where the people think that the government is above the law. You could disappear people, kill people. The world changes, man. So that is why I'm calling upon the government of Guyana to look into my case. There's also a young boy by the name of Moses Lancaster. He born stammering from Pakistan. He and two Indian was charged for murdering somebody up the highway. The two Indian are free, and he's in jail charged for murder, sentenced to death, sentenced to hang. Now, what happened to the two Indians? This young man could not even speak to defend himself. According to my information, a minister in government had the case and supposed to appeal it and let it go. I call upon David Ranger to look into this young man's case and pardon him. If the two Indians can walk free because they can speak and they got money, that young Amerindian, Bofiando, black and Amerindian mix must be free, Mr. David Ranger. Use your pen and paper and pardon him. It's an injustice to the man. He born, cannot speak. He was suffering already. How many times must a man suffer in this world? Even though he was with them, I know the young man, he grew up in front of me. It's because he black, the Indian get off, and he had to stand for it, and because he can't speak to defend himself, anybody can see something wrong here. So I call upon you, David Granger. I wish you all the best for this year. You and Joseph Horman and